Welcome to Subramani. The planning for wealth creation or retirement. Retirement is just a part of your life, right? I mean, you're going to create wealth anyway. So whether you're creating wealth for retirement or for any other reason, or just for legacy, you want to leave money for your kids, or you want to do something else, right? So anything is possible. It is a little tricky because there's a lot of uncertainty involved. You don't know how long you will live, you don't know what insurance you need, you do not know whether you will get married, and I'm talking of maybe a 22-year-old, 23-year-old talk. I mean, a lot of uncertainty. Season, how much will you earn, all that is uncertain. And let's be clear about one thing: to create good wealth, you have to earn very well. You can't just say, I will save and invest. Yes, you will save and invest, but you must have something to save and invest. I mean, how much can you save on a 1 lakh rupee per month salary is very different from how much you can save from a 5-6 crore annual earning, right? So you have to take a lot of good investment decisions on with the current information that you have. Somebody tells you gold will do better than equity, somebody tells you land will do real estate will do better than gold, somebody lot of data and lot of data points from where to prove every point. I can prove that gold is the best, I can prove equity is the best, I can prove land is the real estate is the best, depending on the time horizons that we are talking about. But often you don't know whether you have really done well almost until the end of the journey, because you could have done very badly for 10 years and then do very well for 10 years. So you never know whether only at the end of 20 years will you know that you have done well, right? Now, it's very important also to know that if you can meet all your goals, then you have done well. It doesn't really matter what others think, how much money others have, right? There will always be people much richer than you, and there will always be people much poorer than you. Where are you in that line doesn't really matter. It is 7 billion people. So it doesn't matter that there are people richer than you. It doesn't matter that there are people equal to you. Nothing matters. If you can meet all your goals according to how you wanted to meet, then you have done well, right? Suppose you wanted to spend 50 lakhs on your daughter's wedding and you got 50 lakhs out of your investments to pay for your daughter's wedding, or you spent only 40 lakhs or you spent 60 lakhs and it did not hurt you, you had enough surplus to do all that, then you're done, right? You've done well for yourself. If you can meet all your goals, whatever it be, your retirement goal, your education goal, your children's education goal, then you have done very well. So what are the important steps that I think in my journey which I've found among so many people? First, the value of good, trustworthy financial advice, which includes investment advice and taxation advice, is absolutely essential, right? This person should be able to guide you through why, instead of giving money to your parents on a regular basis, why it is better to give money to them on a lump sum and get them to create income out of that. It's better to create a 20 lakh income for your parents rather than give them 20 lakhs for meeting their expenses, because that 20 lakhs comes with lesser taxation. I'm not saying it will come with zero taxation, but I mean, right now my mother may be paying tax at 30%, but definitely lesser surcharge than what I am paying. So similarly for others, it can work that way. And if you start this process early, I mean, if for my mother the tax rates have remained high, and the amount of tax that she's paid keeps on increasing because her dividend income keeps increasing. There's nothing I can do beyond this, but at least the income is in her hand. She does not have to depend on anybody for her day-to-day living. So all this is part of your investment advice and taxation advice. Very few people can combine the two. So somebody who can combine all this is important. It's a pivotal decision that you take in your life, and so it's very important. So first of all, I think finding a good trustworthy advisor. I'm not saying I can tell you how to find, but I'm not going to find one for you, right? Second, realizing that you don't need big income to start investing. This is very important for 22-year-olds to know, that even if 500 rupees, making a start is important. I know kids who have been given money. I have insisted that parents give money to 17-year-olds and start an SIP in their name from their account out of money given by parents. Perfectly all right. But then what happens is they see the statement, so then they can see the impact. I know 11, 12-year-old who gets a statement, who actually shows it to me and says, this is how my money has grown, and he understands compounding, right? So it's not very easy to get kids to be involved. So you don't need much big income to start, because by the time your kid is maybe 22, 23, you would have put enough money in their account from a taxation point of view also, and you would have taught them the benefits of compounding. You can pick up the statement and show your son and say, look, I've got 20 lakhs here, so if you want to buy a car, you can buy it, right? So, and he's going to say, no, not out of my money. If you're gifting me a car, gift it out of your money. You're going to teach them it's your money, it's important, you need to know. And from a tax point of view also, you know that this money will be called into play only for paying his or her school tuition, or for their marriage or something like that. And you tell them that if you leave this untouched for a very long period of time, at the age of 50, you will be able to tell your boss, I don't want to come from, I'm not coming from tomorrow, right? It gives them financial independence. So teaching them that is also important. So you don't need big income to start saving and investing, but teaching this to your kids is also equally important, right? And if you're just 22 years of age, you can't even imagine how all this is going to happen. But yes, like I said, uncertainties of the future. Will you get married? Will you have children? Will all that happen? That is different. But when it happens, you should be in a happy position where you're able to invest in their name and teach them the benefits of compounding, right? You also realize that the more and more you learn about investing and your portfolio is growing, how much March 2020 kind of a thing is an opportunity to play catch up, right? It was a fantastic godsend opportunity, but you may have panicked, right? If it was the first time around, you may have panicked. If you didn't remove, you have done well. If you invested more, you have done brilliantly, right? So knowing how to play the catch up contribution and saying, okay, now I have money, I will invest. Also, the word is lump sum changes. Initially, when a person comes and says, I have only 5,000 rupees to invest, then you realize that 5,000 is not too small, and you start investing. And after some time, that person says, I have a lump sum which is 5 lakhs. But that language doesn't change. The person keeps saying this, I have a lump sum to invest, I've got 5 lakhs to invest. But sir, now your portfolio is 19 crores. You're no longer, 5 lakhs is no longer a lump sum. So knowing all these things, knowing how to play the catch-up game of how to invest more during bad times, when the bad times of the market is good, taking some money out and going on vacation because the equity markets did well, that's also good. Right. Next, we are surrounded by too many insurance salesmen who will come and try to sell all kinds of insurance. If you're buying any insurance, I would suggest only term insurance, and I wouldn't even suggest critical illness insurance, simply because critical illness insurance is very difficult to understand, and I'm not very sure that it will pay, right? So if I have taken a critical illness insurance, which I've taken for 5 lakhs, and I don't understand the language. It says both livers failing and you have to live for 90 days in that condition. I think it's a death kind of state. But since I have only for 5 lakhs and I'm continuing to pay the premium, I hope that in case something happens, they will pay, but mentally I've written off that amount. I don't think I'll get paid. So similarly, if you have a medical insurance for yourself and a floater, remember both policies may not work together. So find out, because many of us reach a stage when we have taken insurance but we didn't even know what questions to ask. Sorry, but I am in that category. I didn't know, and I have nicely got conned into buying bad medical insurance. I need to relook again, right? So there is always a right amount of insurance cover. You can take for 5 crores, 10 crores, 20 crores, but check out whether you really need it. For example, I don't need any insurance anymore. My daughter is earning well. My wife has enough capital to live for the rest of her life if I drop dead tonight. So there's a right amount of insurance, there's a right kind of insurance. I could give you an insurance for 5,000 rupees a year, saying in case you go into the forest and you're attacked by a tiger and you're killed, this will pay. But remember, this will not include death by being trampled by an elephant. It may not include death by killed by a leopard or by an accident of the jeep in which you're traveling. All that may not be covered. I said tiger. You didn't understand that, right? So it's very scary about insurance. So find out there's a right amount of insurance, and find out what are the right questions to ask. I don't know, but I don't think I'm capable of defining that very well. keeping all your papers in good condition, right? Your nomination, in case you have nominated your mother, and if your mother is dead, making sure that the nomination is changed, making sure that the spelling is right in all the documents that you have, your PAN card, Aadhaar, passport, bank book, bank account, all of them have to be in sync, making sure that all these things are right, making sure that all these things are right for you, for your parents, for your kids. All that is important. It is just easy to say, oh, I'm investing and this and that, and so getting so busy in the big, broad, nice thing to do and ignoring the must to do things, right? So we all do that. So importance of having all your affairs in order, making sure that you have a will the day you buy a house, keeping all those things in good shape is as important as doing proper investment. Of course, having found a good advisor, good chance that he or she will push you to do all this, but that's the job of the advisor. Thank you.